Notice you're made in the image and likeness of love. You are the offspring of love. And when you want to isolate yourself, what do? Well, you create a world, a whole picture world, where you're a body, other people are bodies, and love isn't allowed to enter. And when love starts to enter, it becomes the biggest threat that there is. And that's where we think we can be apart from that which is angry with us because we haven't been perfect. Men have projected anger into the Creator's presence and love. It's all a lie. That anger is all about men. That's all what men, humans, or I should say non-humans, have done. The Creator isn't angry with anybody. The Creator has never judged anyone. The Creator will never judge anyone, and the Creator will never forgive you, because you are not in need of forgiveness. You don't need to be let off the hook for what you've done. But what you do need to do is reach inside yourself and remove what you've put in there that doesn't belong. That's the act of forgiveness. People who are running around, oh, I'm forgiven, God forgave me, are living in a fraud and a lie. Not going to happen. Because forgiveness isn't about, oh, well, you've been let off the hook by the Creator. Forgiveness is about, have I gone inside myself and removed my capacity for hostility or fear and stopped putting it into my brain's image of my children, my spouse, my friends, my family, my parents, what have you. So this is a succinct place where they talk about how this whole world you see is born. So the world was made as an attack on love. It symbolizes fear. And what is fear except love's absence? Thus the world was meant to be a place where love could enter not, and where his Son could be apart from him. Here was perception born. Here the ability to generate a world of pictures that blocks us from seeing what the Creator actually created for us. Would that be an accurate statement to make about our friend from the jungles? You've created a world that makes it impossible for you to see what the Creator gave you. You've created an overlay, a whole world between your ears, based in the content of your mind, that prohibits you from having love enter your presence. And ultimately what needs to happen, and forgiveness is how it's done, is you've got to bring the world you do not want, the one based in hostility or fear, to the one that you do, the one that's based in love. And forgiveness shows exactly how to do that. So the textbook on page 16, when you think about that world of false perception, says, in God's sight there is another world. The Creator isn't seeing the world between your ears. The Creator doesn't believe in the fantasies of guilt and condemnation you've done of yourself, and the Creator has nothing to do with it. And no forgiveness is needed from the Creator for that. You know, there's been a whole theology based on God's got to forgive you because you offended and you did. No, that's all man's fantasy. So there's another world, the Course says. Then this lesson goes on to say, that was on textbook page 16, by the way, in God's sight there is another world. So this lesson goes on to say, but eyes deceive and ears hear falsely. Now mistakes become quite possible because certainty has gone. The mechanisms of illusion have been born instead. What is illusion? Whatever you've had measured into you through your genetics, your generational patterns, and your own life experience, create the mechanism of illusion and create the world that you see, the world of false perception, the only world in need of forgiveness. Then the textbook on page 197 just reinforces the whole idea once again and says, by perception, you have lost sight of the real world. So let's go back to that statement from the CIA and that early statement from the Course. Let's see, how did the Course say it? Perception makes the world you see. The CIA says perception is demonstrably an active rather than passive process. It constructs rather than records reality. We think we record, the CIA says, what is actually there, but we're actually constructing the reality that we see. And that's the mechanism of illusion.